So, do you remember when I said this? But now, ever since the firmware 5.0 update, we've gotten reports, people have data mined, and come to find out, somewhere in Nintendo's plans, there is a plan to improve the hardware of the Switch, memory, and CPU. Boom. Booyah. So it looks like there's a little bit of an L for me to take. There's been some news recently that has came out about Nintendo. Miyamoto has been stated saying that there will not be a new edition of the Nintendo Switch for at least half a decade. Really, what it says is there's no plans for a release for at least 5 years. So I'm still holding on to hope. You never know. But the article says right here, the gaming company have insisted they won't be launching a new version of their popular gaming console for at least half a decade and will instead work on improving its software. Miyamoto was quoted saying, "When you think about what can be done with the Nintendo Switch as a device that can be taken on the go and that every person has in their hands to play, you realize it has many features not available on any other hardware to date. This much is true. Nintendo also has a system in place whereby the software developers focus on these hardware features in their development efforts for the continuation of the Nintendo Switch business." It continues to say in the article that the Nintendo Switch has made itself into more American homes more so than any other console in the first 12 months. We've seen the reports, we've read the NPDs, all of that. So we know that much is true. So pretty much what it sounds like to me is that Nintendo does not want to abandon its install base right now currently, which makes sense. That's a good business model. You don't want to abandon your install base that you already have within a year by coming out with a brand new Switch. And people are going to say, well, why did I buy this in the first place? Not every person is like me who understands why they would come out with a new edition. Most of the people that bought this for their kids, soccer moms, regular people. But I could see why they would take this stance. It makes a lot of sense. Just me. I'm holding on hope. That's all I want. I'm just holding on hope. I would love to see a new edition of the Switch, a new improved hardware, new improved internal storage, all that stuff. I don't want to have to buy a micro SD card. I'm just kind of cheap. Sorry. And in other news, which I think is really good news, Nintendo is making a new engine for Switch developers. The engine is called the Bezel engine. Now, there wasn't too much revealed. The reveal was behind closed doors. At the Game Developers Conference, Nintendo had a few people come in, take a look at it, see what they could do with it as far as when it comes to developing games for the Switch, so people could see how Nintendo have managed to develop games for the Switch so fast, swiftly, without hardly any issues. This is nothing but good news. Once again, if they're showing this to people, remember when the Wii U came out, there was a lot of developers saying, we don't have any dev kits, we don't know what this thing can do. And I think Nintendo fell on its face with that a little bit. So I think this time around, they're doing the right thing by putting this into people's hands and saying, here, this is how we did it. This is how we do it. If you want to make games for us, here you go. Here's your information. The power is in your hands. Because honestly, at this point, Nintendo can only continue to focus on software. We all know it's the weakest hardware of the big three. So at this point, games. That's all they can focus on, games and software, as I said in the other news, what Miyamoto said. So this is nothing but good news. So good on Nintendo for this. Let me know what you think in the comments about this news. The new edition of the Switch not coming out for half a decade, and this. I'm really excited about this game engine news. I think it could be huge. Once again, been Nintendo Direct. I'll see you guys later.